All right, we are live. Welcome to our team call. If you're watching this as a recording, then I'm glad you're watching. We're just going to go over a few things. I just got back from Summit in New Orleans, and it was amazing. I wish that I could just transfer everything that I feel like I absorbed and just plop it in your brain, but that wouldn't really work. So I'm going to do my best to kind of give you guys some of the information, just kind of in pieces, so that it's not super overwhelming. And that way you guys can, take from what I learned and utilize that as well. First item of business, I just wanted to talk about Team Cup. So Team Cup is something that is going to be kicking off August 1st. We need to register by July 31st at the very latest, but registration is already open. If you are working towards some specific goals, I know Mallory, I know you're working towards Emerald, and Tanya, I know you're working towards that as well. So if you guys are working towards some specific goals, then Team Cup is definitely something to do, because it's going to give you an opportunity to push to just stay consistent throughout the entire month. So I'm going to be leading a team, and I'm going to see about, I would like to have most of us on the same team, but at the same time, I think that it could also be a good experience for you if you wanted to branch out and find some other people on the Inspiration team who you feel like you jive with and who you feel like you could stay accountable to. But you're all welcome. I think we can have a total of 5, so I can have at least 4 of you on my team. So that's just something we're going to want to make sure that we're doing in the next week or 2, is just registering for Team Cup. Shift Shop. So our Shift Shop group, we're going to be starting on July 24th. And a couple of you guys were asking me about okay, well, if we're officially starting July 24th, then what about the people who don't order until way late? So the way that I'm going to do it is we're going to have prep open on Facebook, and it's going to be a prep week that they're going to just a prep couple of days. Actually, it's going to be very similar to our normal prep. The welcome video is going to have me and a few other coaches that I roomed with at Summit, and we're just going to be doing that, kind of running the group together. And so the welcome video is going to have the expectations specifically for Shift Shop and for how that's going to work and everything. And the let's see, sorry, I'm looking at something. There we go. And the Shift Shop test group, though, is going to be we're following pretty much everything that Chris Downing has. He's going to be giving us videos to use every day, and we're treating it like it's a test group. And so for you guys especially too, Tanya, I know you're pregnant right now, and so there's going to be some things that you're not able to do, but just do the best that you can to have some kind of a transformation with Shift Shop. And just stick to the program, because there's absolutely no reason, you've been exercising hardcore up until this point. And I know when we're sick and we just don't feel very good, it's hard, but your body should be fine to just adapt and be okay. Obviously your primary goal is not to lose weight, but just, building strength and building endurance, those kinds of things are good transformations to have. And just to show people, you can be pregnant and still do a workout, do a workout program and follow a nutrition plan that is good for your body. So for the Shift Shop group, though, I want you guys, if you don't have people in that group yet, or if you don't have people committed to doing it, then keep inviting. And if they're not ready to start on the 24th, but they'll be ready to start on the following week, then that's fine. What we'll do is we won't let them into the app until they complete the I think it's a 3 or 4 day prep that'll be on Facebook. Once they go through all of those videos, then they'll be allowed to get into the app, and they can start day 1 for themselves on whatever day that they're starting. I am going to limit, for this first test group, I'm going to let people join up until the 23rd. So that means that we'll have a 1 week leeway. And then for anyone who joins after that, who gets wants to start with Shift Shop, they're going to go into an August prep group, or an August test group. And so that August test group would be the one to be continuing to invite to. So even if people are saying yes, I want to do this, but I can't do it right now, then just make sure you're still inviting to that one. Okay, so with the Shift Shop, one of the things that we were challenged to do at Summit by Darren Hardy, who I posted his he had his speech that he gave us. He gave everyone Compound Effect. Like, you guys can download Compound Effect as an audiobook for free. And you can listen to that over and over again, because if you're not listening to PD, then like you're not going to go anywhere. So make sure that you are listening to personal development. And the Compound Effect would be a great one if you don't have one to listen to right now, because it's free and you can just download it from the Darren Hardy link that I posted in the team page. But he challenged us to have a 100 people go for no challenge. And so it's just kind of like, I'm thinking for this last couple weeks of July, we've got about 2 weeks left in July. Then we're just going to kind of have a race to see how many people can get no's, because the trick to getting yeses is to get used to hearing no, because you have to talk to enough people and get a lot of no's to be able to finally get to the point where you hear yes. And when we hear no all the time, and when yes is the goal, and when we, obviously, like, yes, technically the goal is for them to like sign up and have a challenge pack and be willing to invest in this journey and be present in that. But when yes is the goal, we're disappointed by the no. When no is the goal and we choose to be like almost disappointed by the yes, like, not that we're not going to help the people who say yes, but when you put no as the goal and you turn it into a game, it makes it so that psychologically it doesn't have the same effect on you. So that's my challenge for you guys. We're going to start that. Honestly, like, if you've heard no anytime today, then start that. Your count can start today. But from today until the end of the month, on July 31st, we're going to do a challenge. And whoever ends the month with the most no's will be the winner. And I will have a special prize for you. So I'm crazy excited, because I feel like every time that I've done a Go for No challenge, it's made it a lot easier for me to just continue to talk to more people, because when no is the goal, you have to talk to more people. even if you're messaging people and just messaging them for the sake of getting a no, like, that's what Darren, in the speech that he talks about purposefully selecting the hardest real estate properties to go through and to go and approach the people about, because he wanted to hear no. That was what a mentor of his told him, is that if you want to be successful, you have to be willing to fail. You have to be willing to fail big and fail often. And the bigger you fail, the faster you'll be successful. And the hard thing, though, is that when you fail a lot and you let yourself get down about about failing or about hearing no all the time, it can be discouraging to want to keep asking and to want to keep looking. And so that's where I feel like we can go wrong, is that we feel like, I hear no all the time. Why am I not some big success? You have to stay consistent. You have to be doing it every single day. It can't be like I'm going to do it once for this day, but then like for 4 days of the rest of the week, not show up for your business. Okay. Go for no challenge. That's what I'm wanting to have that. I'm going to post in our page, and I'm going to have everybody, like, just every day that you get no's, keep a running list, and you can update your number in there. Just say how many no's you have up to that point. And so, like, if you say today you had 5 no's, then you would put 5 for today. If you have 10 no's total tomorrow, then you would put 10 as your next number. So I just want to know what your total is for the month at that point, if that makes sense. Okay, do you guys have any questions from there?
No.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. Then I am going to just talk to you guys briefly. I want you guys to think about, and if you're not comfortable sharing it with me right now, that's fine, but I want you to think about, like, if you had absolutely no limits, if anything could be possible with this business, then what would you want your life to look like? Like, think about really, like, big details, little details, because when we can visualize it, then that's when it becomes something that we can actually work towards. But when we don't know what we're really looking to get out of something, then it's kind of hard to show up for it every day, because you don't really know what you want out of it. You know what I mean? So I just want you guys to take a minute and just think about that. Think about what you really want out of coaching. What is your, like, why do you keep showing up? In the message threads, in our team, for the people that you're messaging, just think about that for a couple minutes, or just a minute. And if you want to, like, jot down some thoughts, that's fine. If you want to share, if you're comfortable sharing, I would love to, like, have a couple of you guys share. Um, I'm trying to think what, I have like some specific questions about like understanding your vision. Okay, so I guess more specific question. If you could remove any and all barriers right now, then what would you want your life to look like? So like some of the things that I wrote down. If I could remove all the barriers, then in 5 years, I would want to be able to travel whenever and wherever I want. I would want to be able to donate to charities, to have a nonprofit organization for postpartum depression. I would want my husband to be able to be home from work and to not need to work from his, corporate job that he works at right now, and to be able to do what he wants to do from home. He has a business that he's been working on building. So I would want that. I would want to be able to feel confident in our financial situation. I'd want to feel confident that I had helped other people on my team to have financial success, because I feel like financially the business isn't something that I necessarily need. Like I'm not in a desperate financial situation, and I know that that's not the case for everyone. And so that I feel like it can be easy to get discouraged. Like if you feel like, your situation is this or your situation is that, and you're comparing yourself to somebody else. But I want to be able to feel like, I'm trying to think, I'm looking at my notes here. Like I want to feel free. I want to feel confident. I want to feel like liberated, and just totally like wake up every single day with a purpose. I want to be able to go on like different cruises, go to Alaska and go to Hawaii, and go to family history sites, go to church history sites across the country. Like there's so many different things. This year alone, like I would like to be able to take our family to go to Disneyland and not be able to stress, like not feel like we have to stress about that. So just think about that. And if you have a notepad, which I hope you do, write that down. Like write down where your life would be in 5 years if there were no barriers. If there were no barriers to your self-belief, no barriers to your financial situation, no barriers to what you could accomplish with coaching, just no limits. Do either of you want to share? You don't have to, but.
Yeah, I'd like to have my husband home more. He works long days, sometimes over the weekends, so I don't always have him home. I'd like us to be able to go visit family more. That's my husband's family's all over the place, so some of them I haven't even met. So it'd be nice to be able to just drop what we're doing to just go visit people and be home with the kids more, and not have to worry about finances as much as we are right now. So, sorry, that's a little bit less than what you said, but
no, it's okay. But I just want you guys to be thinking about that. One of the things that I'm going to be doing, and that I would challenge you guys to do as well, is to create a vision board and print out pictures. Print out pictures of the things you want to be able to do, the places you want to be able to go. In the next, it could be in the next year, it could be just in the next 5 months. You could do a 5-year vision board, but just print out something visual to represent what it is that you're hoping to attain. And then I want you to look at that vision board every morning for 5 minutes. I'm taking this challenge myself. I have been terrible about, for a while, I wasn't so good at personal development. I worked on getting better at doing personal development every day, and now it's like a must-do in my to-do list. I used to be terrible at saying positive affirmations every day. Now it's something that I do every single morning. I have a list of affirmations that's in my phone. I have a list of affirmations that's written out on paper in my journal that I look at every morning. So I have them with me no matter what. But affirming your vision is powerful. And if you keep that vision at the forefront of your mind, like have your vision board, right by where you wake up every day, because then you'll see it every single morning, and you can just, take a few minutes, spend 3 to 5 minutes just visualizing yourself in those pictures. Then as hokey and crazy as it sounds, like I know that is something that will help you guys to be able to achieve your goals. So if emerald is a goal, if diamond is a goal, then visualize what that looks like. That means that you've got a team of people that support you. You've got a team of people to lead. You're developing yourself as a person. There's so many different facets to what your vision board can have on it. There's no right or wrong way to go about it, but you have to have a vision of where you want to go, or you won't go anywhere. And I definitely want you guys to feel like you can go somewhere with this. So something, just another kind of a question to think about as far as your vision goes. What are some of the few things that you've always wanted to do, but you've said to yourself to some degree, like, I don't really need those things, or that's too extravagant, or what would people think about me if I did this? Just kind of think about those kinds of things. I know, like for me, I would love to have a brand new family car, like off the lot family car. But like in my head, sometimes I have this voice that comes in and says like, well, you don't really need a brand new family car. You could just get a used family car. That'd be safer. Like then, it won't be as brand new, or, your parents are going to think that you're spoiled or that you're high maintenance. Like there's all of those little negative self-talk that happen when we have thoughts about things that we want to do for ourselves, or when we have thoughts about things that we want, or that we think that we want to reach for or attain. But just think about those kinds of things, because what you need to understand is that the people in your life that matter are going to be inspired by you being and reaching for success in whatever it is that you're trying to reach for success in. The people that are offended by that success in your life don't really matter. And I'm like literally just kind of talking you guys through one of my Josh Coach trainings that we had about our vision. So that second question, just think about the few things. Think about and write them down. Like you don't have to do it right now, but at least write down the questions. And if it would help you guys, I can type the questions up. Would that help? Like just to have the questions to look at, and then you guys can just go through and just fill that out. Because I think that if you guys can really develop your vision, that it's going to help you have a more definite sense of purpose when you show up for working your business every day. So I'm not going to keep going on all of the questions, but I will type that up for everyone and give that to you guys. And then you guys can send that back to me. Maybe I'll just make it a Google Drive or Google form or something, and you can just fill it in that way. But I think that if you can really get visualizing and start affirming what you're wanting to accomplish in addition to doing your personal development, then there's going to be something powerful that can happen. And it's not going to happen right away, especially if you don't have momentum built up right now. But it will happen. Like if you start doing things every single day consistently, doing your power hour every day, applying the things that you're learning in the training, trying new things if you're feeling like what you've been doing isn't working. If you start doing those things and you consistently do that, it will pay off. But the payoff, the hard thing with entrepreneurship is that the payoff comes 1 to 3 months after the fact. And so all of the seeds of people that you've talked to in the past 3 to 6 months, those are the people to be going back to and to be messaging and saying like, hey, I know we haven't talked about this in a while, but I just wanted to see if this is something you'd be up for again. And, at the same time too, like just don't limit, we can't limit who we're talking to that same circle. I was doing that for a really long time, and that's why I got stuck. That's why I just kept not progressing. I was just stuck talking to the exact same people, and I didn't realize it until I started writing them down and writing down who I was talking to every day. And I catch myself doing that sometimes even now, and I have to like pull myself back and say, okay, I need to start some new conversations. I need to go reach out to some new people. I need to search out some new hashtags on Instagram, whatever it is that gets you to where you can talk to some more people. It's not going to be, there's no right or wrong answer, but building your network is definitely something to be doing if you're not doing it. And if you're not, like, if you're struggling to build your network, then that's something that we can, like, maybe we can have a specific team call about that. But there's really no right or wrong way to do it. I mean, you can search out new hashtags. It takes time, but there's really, I can't tell you exactly what hashtags to search out because I'm not you. And I can't tell you exactly which Facebook groups to go and join because we're not the same kind of people. And so your niche market, your people that you connect with and that you jive with, those are going to be people that you can find. So if you're like struggling with that, then like keep me posted on questions that you're having, or let me know what you're trying. And maybe if you're kind of just drawing a blank, then I can just tell you one thing to try for the next week and just do that. Do you guys have anything specific as far as adding to your network goes that you guys would like some help with?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I've been looking up the hashtags more is what I've been doing. So
Mhm.
that's kind of nice. That's helpful.
Yeah. And then just using those hashtags that you're finding. I am like not super good at this, but I'm trying to learn more about the hashtags. But just finding new people there's seriously is limitless numbers of people that you can connect with. And if you start visualizing yourself finding those people, you will find them. Okay, so let's see. I wanted to talk to you guys. Chalene Johnson talked with us at Summit, and she gave us 3 social media tips to crack the social media problem. And I wanted to share that with you. And they're all connected, but they're kind of like a cute little rhyme because Chalene is funny. The last Summit, she talked about how we all need to go have more sex with our husbands or our significant others. So she's a little bit interesting. But she talked about 3 different things, her 3 key takeaways. So I want you guys, if you can write these down, if you're taking notes, then great. Just figure out a way to like keep track of this. She gave us 3 specific takeaways. And the first one is this: borrowed words are for the birds. And I'll go and I'll explain these. But borrowed words are for the birds is the first one. The second one is don't tell me you're about to sell me. And the third one is likes wear thin, questions are for the win. Okay, so Chalene talks about something that's very different. I'm going to talk about the first one, the first piece of what she talked about. Borrowed words are for the birds. So basically what that means is that if you follow another coach and you see another coach that has had success in the last 5 years with something that they've been doing, and you start trying to model your social media after their social media, then what's going to happen is that your social media following is probably going to gravitate away from you because you're not being you. So the first thing is that, you need to be current with what's going on with social media. And so when things like Instagram stories came out, I didn't jump into that for a long time. Instagram stories is huge. If you're not utilizing Instagram stories, if you're not utilizing Facebook Live, then you are not going to have as much traction on social media as you would like. So being current with those things. It's never too late to try something and invent something brand new, because whatever clicks for your tribe, the people that you want to attract, they are going to connect with you when you are you. And when you're vulnerable, Vulnerability is huge right now. Like just being open about what's going on in your life and just being open about how you feel about things. That's the kind of thing that builds trust and that builds a relationship even before you connect with that person on a one-on-one basis. Because you want them to feel like they know you, and that they know you on a deeper level than just like, oh, hi, Danae. She's that well, actually, most of them think my name is Danette, let's be honest. But Danette's that Beachbody coach who talks about Shakeology and workouts all the time. Like, I want them to know that I'm a mom. I want them to know that I have dishes in my sink sometimes and that they stay there for days. Like just little pieces of my life. Those are the things that when you give people permission to understand that about you, then they can connect with you on a deeper level and they trust you more. And it's easier then to have a conversation with them about their physical journey, to help them wellness, those kinds of things. Okay. The second piece that she talks about, don't tell me you're about to sell me. She says that there's a lot of things that we do, where we say like, oh, I'm drinking my Shakeology today, or I just finished, like I'm guilty of this too. I just finished my Insanity Max 30 workout. Just finished my PiYo workout. I loved it. It was so great. What happens when you do that is you're using the names of the products and you're using the names of different things, and all that leads them to do, it gives them control of things, if that makes sense, because they can then take whatever name that you used and say, let's just say you talked about doing PiYo. They can take the name of the program and they can go send it over to their friend Google, and they're going to Google it, and the likelihood of them coming back to you to purchase anything, to reach out to you for help, is super slim because you've given them the information that they wanted. So this is hard to do, but try not to lead with the company. Like, we love the products and we want to be excited about those things, but don't lead with the company, lead with yourself and leak out little details of things. So Shift Shop is coming up. Instead of saying like, my Shift Shop test group has some openings in it, like you could use I'm super excited to have this new program. I'm super excited to start this new 25 minutes a day workout for this next week. I really need something new. Could just be like your workout selfie, like crazy excited. I just started this 25 minutes a day workout. Can't wait to ramp it up to 45 minutes a day. Like, don't tell them what's going on, because if you tell them exactly what's going on, they have no reason to ask questions. There was a brand new product that came out that I talked to you guys about a little bit in the pod that we have, our message thread, the Daily Sunshine. So instead of saying like, oh, Daily Sunshine is like what I'm going to be giving my kids so that they get their fruits and veggies and their healthy fats, then I'm just going to talk about how I'm so grateful that my kids have a healthy snack every day now, and that I'm not just relying on Goldfish. Because as a mom, if I looked at a post like that and I saw like a healthy toddler drinking some yummy looking something and I didn't know what the name of it was, and the mom was telling me like, oh, it's helping me get my kids their fruits and veggies, it's helping me get their vitamins in, I would want to know what that is. And I would have a reason to ask that person. So you want to leave it open for questions. It takes a little bit of extra thought and it's going to take some getting used to, but if you can do that, then the likelihood of you being able to invoke curiosity is going to be a lot higher, because people don't want to be sold to. And so when they think you're selling them something in your post, in what you're sharing, they're just going to scroll right past it. And so you want to lead with something that can make them curious. Leak out tiny little details, just little pieces, little crumbs. Crumbs about coaching, crumbs about fitness programs, crumbs about Shakeology. Like if you, I know Mallory that you liked the Energize. If you talk about how maybe you don't drink as much coffee anymore. So grateful that I can just drink this once a day instead of drinking coffee all day, because that was totally killing my energy. And you don't have to post anything crazy, just something simple. And utilizing your stories to do that, your Facebook stories, your Instagram stories, that's going to be huge. Okay, so don't use the names of anything. Describe things differently so that they're curious. The more vague you are, the more curious they're going to be. And so then, if they like or comment on a post like that and you message them and say hey, thanks so much for the love on my page. Like, are you working on some health goals too? Or, I'd love to get to know you a little bit better, whatever your question is. Then they have a reason to ask you, like, hey, you did post about this, but I wasn't really sure what you were talking about. And so then they have a reason to ask you. And that opens it up to you to be in control of the information that they get. Because we all know Google doesn't always get the best information. Okay, so phrases to avoid in your posts and in your messages. And this is hard for me because this is something that I've been doing a lot. But phrases to avoid that tell them that you're trying to sell them something are, have you tried or have you considered doing this? So if you post a question at the beginning of your post and it says like, have you ever tried blah, 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 then they like, that's just psychologically, that's something that our culture right now is programmed to say, skip, they're trying to sell me something. So try not to use that phrase in your posts. At the end, like asking them if if you can send them the details, like, can I send you the details, or comment below for more information. Those kinds of things, like as much as we want to have those kinds of call to actions, it's important to have them sometimes, but just try not to have them all the time, because the more often that you have those kinds of phrases in your posts, for one thing, the more people are going to actually not want to look at those posts. And for another, Facebook is actually getting to a point where they are recognizing those kinds of phrases, and they're going to block posts that have those kinds of phrases in them. So just be wary of that. If you're not getting traction on your posts, it could just be that Facebook is blocking the posts from, or that you're just not interacting enough with people on Facebook. I know Facebook, it's a lot harder, but Instagram, it's pretty similar now too. Really just trying to be like, just be confident in who you are and your journey and your story, because you have a story already. Like if you've been a coach for a year and a half, or if you've been a coach for like what, how long have you been a coach, Mallory? Like a month? Yeah, about a month.
Yeah.
Like you have a story to share, and it's something that goes deeper than like, oh my gosh, I just started doing 21 Day Fix and it totally changed my life. It's the community. It's the ability to finally be able to look in the mirror and not like cringe. Those kinds of details, that vulnerability aspect of it, that is what is your brand and what's your story. And that's what you're selling, really. You're selling your ability to lead the life that you're living right now. And you have to be like willing to show up for yourself and be confident in that, because if you're not confident in that, then why should anyone else believe you? Okay. Sharing your internal transformation, definitely huge, 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 huge. But sharing your internal transformation is going to be hard if you're not doing personal development. So raise of hand, or I guess you can't raise your hand, Mallory. But I just want to hear what personal development you guys are reading or listening to right now.
I haven't started reading yet.
Which one do you have?
The one that I got on the tablet. I don't have it in front of me. The one that you told me about.
Oh, the No Limits by John Maxwell.
Yes, I finding it on my tablet, and it worked. I just kind of got it to work on my kid's tablet. So I haven't started it yet, but I got it, so I will start it.
Okay. So when I do, we have about 3.5 minutes left, but I just want to walk you guys through my morning. I wake up, and the first thing that I do, or that I'm going to start doing now, because I'm going to print out my vision board stuff and things the next day or two, I'm going to spend 3 to 5 minutes looking at my vision board. I'm going to wake up, look at my vision board, and visualize things that I'm wanting to accomplish. The second thing that I do is I go downstairs and I drink my Energize. I have Energize. I drink that every single day now, and I love it. But that's just, drink a glass of water. Do something to wake your body up. Then once I'm done with that, then I sit down and I write down 3 to 5 things I'm grateful for. Takes me like less than a minute usually. After I finish that, then I read scriptures, and then I usually split my time in the morning between reading about 10 minutes of scriptures and about 10 minutes of personal development. It has to be something that you schedule into your day, or you're not going to do it consistently. And if you're not doing it consistently, then it's not going to help you. It's one of those things like your ability to show up and do the 4 vital behaviors of coaching, be a product of the product, personal development, inviting, and recognition. If you can't do those 4 things consistently on a daily basis, then you're not showing up for your job. And when you are your own boss, you have to be willing to evaluate yourself like your own boss. So just, kind of think about that this week. Are you showing up for your business in a way that you would get a good review if your boss came and reviewed you right now? Yeah, so just really like treating coaching like your job, and setting business hours, setting specific times that you're going to do things and commit to doing them, can make a huge difference in how you show up every day. Seriously guys, I have so much other stuff to share with you. But we're out of time, of course. But will you guys make sure to send me any questions that you have, and then Tanya, I want to know what personal development you're reading. I'm calling you out, girl.
I'm catching up on Wake Up Calls.
Okay, Wake Up Calls is great. I would get into the Compound Effect. You have a free download to it. There's a free audiobook, I believe, in the team page. I'll tag you guys in it if I didn't tag you already. But it's from darrenhardy.com/beachbody, and you should be able to download that Audible version. And it's free. So I would listen to the Compound Effect over and over and over again, because that one is going to give you a lot of really good nuggets. Yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for getting on. I hope this was helpful. And I will be posting that Google Doc thing with the vision questions, so you guys can work on developing your vision. Okay? All right. Hey, Go for No challenge. We're doing that too. I'll post a couple things that we're working on. But okay. Thank you guys. I will talk to you soon. Have a good night.
Have a good one.
All right.
Bye.
Okay. Hold up. So Tanya, if you want to, I don't know what your night is like, but do you want to hop on another Zoom and just talk a little bit more?
Yeah.
Okay, if you can, then let's just do that for like another, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to start a new one and I'll send you the link.
Okay.